fiddly gets right on my tits. Today was quite a big day for me today. I sold my Nikon D800 and almost straight away I'm like, oh, I've just sold something which was just so good. Like generally, if you're wondering why did I sell it, I sold it because I bought it to review it. I used it for a couple of photos. I thought it was fantastic. Sell it on with that money, buy another camera, test it, review it, sell that one on. That's the kind of business plan of my YouTube photography kind of stuff. So that's what I do. That's why I do it. But without doubt, the Nikon D800 is a legend of a camera. And not to say it didn't have its flaws. It had a couple of flaws, which I'll put out straight away. Battery life definitely could have been better. The autofocus when live view was on was slow. The clunkiness of the taking a photo with live view on, again, a bit slow. The image preview, when you're looking at the image, a bit pixelated. The oddness in the exposure variance between live view and non-live view, even if you're still within the photo kind of setting, right? You know, it changes completely if you go from photo to video. But even if you're still in photo and you click on live view, you get a different exposure compensation or settings there. So it had its flaws. It had a couple of them, minor all of them, and it takes a while of digging before you find those flaws. If you're just a casual amateur that's wanting a fantastic camera with amazing images, that one is definitely what I would consider to be one of the best cameras. Like, I had the Nikon D700, which I said was a legendary camera, and I would say Nikon, and what I said is the Nikon D800 wasn't a replacement for it. I would still agree that it wasn't a replacement for it. I was thinking, what would I use for a wedding? Would I use my D800? No. So I'm happy to sell the D800 before I'm shooting these weddings that I've got this year. The file size is far too big, and the extra time it would take in editing and all that were just huge. Additionally, the price when it first came out of £2,499, that I also found obscene as well. The kind of second-hand value of the camera being around about the 1,200 area, far better and acceptable value. And that's kind of what I'm looking at just now. So I'm looking, okay, what's my next camera that I'm going to get? I could go get a Sony, I could go get a Canon, I could go get all this stuff. But the thing is, I'm kind of bound in with Nikon at the moment, with all the Nikon lenses that I've got. And really the Nikon flashes, the CLS system, the creative lighting system that Nikon has, really has got me over a barrel, and it's just like, you can't go with any other company, because it is just so damn good, annoyingly. So I'm going to be looking for another Nikon camera, and I'm thinking the Nikon D610, and again, a lot of people going, but Dom, that's like a crappy amateur body, and if you don't like the D750, you're totally not like that. Possibly, however, with a lot of my stuff, the value, the price of it is a massive consideration. So when the D750 came out, and I got it for a fairly cheap price, and I sold it on pretty quickly as well, for about £1,300, I can get the D610, which is the exact same sensor, amazing image quality. I can get that for around about £950, maybe £1,000, so saving of about £400. That's a big amount of cash. That's like a whole 50% extra saving, which is something which I would say definitely need to factor in whenever you are buying a camera, especially if you're something which you're going to be working with and possibly selling on later on. Buying top of the range cameras when they first come out, I would say, is a fantastic way to just waste money. If somehow you're thinking you're not getting the image quality that you need from the current level of amazing cameras that are out there, I suspect it's less to do with the image quality coming out of the camera and more about how you take your photos. Or possibly the lenses that you're using may just be total gash. So yeah, I would say that, so final words. And this is my parting words with the Nikon D800. You were great, you were fantastic, you were a joy to work with. And I would highly recommend you to anyone, certainly within the second-hand camera buying ecosystem, sphere, zone, whatever. That is an absolute brilliant camera. It's professionally built, its ergonomics are good, its button layout is good, and just everything is better. And I found it a million times. Like, if we're talking about camera in certain aspects of it, well, there's the camera body, then there's the camera sensor, then there's the camera other things like the autofocusing or the file transfer speed or the other stuff. What I would say is the sensor in it was fantastic. The body was one of the best. And the other things like the video, yeah, that was kind of fine. And the autofocus, yeah, that was kind of fine. I didn't have any problems with all that kind of stuff. So I would say, yeah, if anybody is kind of going, I really want to progress in my photography, that is a camera that can take you a long way. And I would say body wise, it humps the D750, which with its stupid flicky out screen, which when I used it professionally for work, it was just a pain in the ass. And it was either not much use, and it usually just ended up just being clicked back into the camera, just even when I was doing low down shots or high up shots. Like trying to flick it out. When a camera is fiddly and you're having to deal in a professional kind of environment where you're having to just go get the shots and be professional instead of fiddle, oh up there, oh no, fiddle the LCD screen, oh fiddle it down, click it in. Fiddling just fucks everything, and with the D800, far less fiddling. I fiddled with my D800 far less than I needed to, which effectively made the workflow, the actual workflow that you have with it, far more efficient and far more fluent. I think is the best way to do it. It's easy to become fluent in the D800. Meanwhile, with the D750, the sensor, fantastic. The autofocus, I'm sure it's good. The body, not that great a shape for men with big hands. And the button layout, fiddly. Fiddly gets right on my tits. So yeah, I'm ranting now. I'm ranting about the love I had for the D800. So yeah, I'm sad that it's gone. There's now a hole in my life. So I think I'm going to try and aim for a Nikon D610 to review for my next one, and see how that goes. So if any of you got the D610, I'd be interested to hear what you think about it, or if any weird quirks that I should try and find out fairly quickly, like a live view exposure compensation problem or anything like that. Let me know in the comments down below. Cheers, bye bye.